Hey everybody, Red Army here for BLGaming.com, and today I am going to show you what the latest patch has brought in terms of Smite files. No new god, however, we are pretty close to her release. Next week she's gonna come out. It's gonna be Athena, the Greek goddess of wisdom. I'm gonna tell you about her more detail in just a bit. First, I want to apologize to all of you who have been wondering what was up. I have not made any videos, and there's a good reason for that. All of the stuff that has been found since my last video pretty much was just pictures, like static pictures, skill icons, as well as concept art or splash screen art, or just pieces of code. And those are not really, interesting to show in a video. So I just skipped those patches. This patch, however, we have a new god to show. She's essentially ready. I don't know why they're delaying her. But Athena is going to be the next god. She already has been confirmed yesterday, I think it was, on Bart's stream. Probably accidental, but it's Bart, so you never know. In any case, let's move on to Athena, shall we? Athena is a very interesting goddess. She's likely gonna be a tank, from what we can tell. What I'm gonna show is like you already likely will notice if you keep up to date on Reddit. My friend Ryo there is posting basically all the stuff as soon as the patch goes live. Whatever we find, in what's in the code, what's in the like in the image files and such, whatever we find, he posts it there. So if you want to keep up to date, that's a good way. I also, as an administrator of Smite Wiki, I also try to keep everything in this regard up to date, like God info and such. So you will find images and partly data mined movesets as well on the Smite Wiki page. Now, for Athena, before I show her model, we also have a splash screen art and we have skill icons. Keep in mind, all of this is subject to change. It might not be final, whatever you see in terms of images or here in this video. And honestly, I haven't really kept up to date with what the other data miners have been doing with Athena's skills. So I'm not entirely sure which skill is which, and in terms of her particles. So yeah. There are three things I can definitely tell you, one of which is she's gonna have minions, and I can definitely tell you one skill. So without further ado, let's look at the model. This is, ladies and gentlemen, the Greek goddess of wisdom, Athena. Athena is gonna utilize a spear, which, if I may point out, has a really cute owl there. A shield, which is the Aegis shield, as evidenced by the Gorgon head on its front. She also has some scrolls there, and pretty nice looking hair, and she actually has a pretty, nice looking face, in my opinion. Doesn't look bad. Now, my gripes, like overall I really like this model, but my gripes. What is this crown thing? Like, seriously? Why? She's wearing a helmet in all her depictions, not a tiara. Her shoulder armor. Why I only have one side? And I know it's a common theme in fantasy stuff. Tit armor. This is actually the most impractical armor that a warrior can wear, and you would think the goddess of wisdom would know better than to wear booby armor to battle. After all, booby armor means if you face someone with a sword, they can just easily shatter your entire breast cage with one strike, because the booby armor will directly lead it to the center of your rib cage, right? That's why you don't want to put booby armor on women. If anything, have a dent on it, like one single dent of armor. But whatever, it's a god. Showing off is much more important than practicality, as evidenced by this high heels. Because if she didn't have high heels, how would we know she was a female god? Because as Harris knows, every single female in existence needs high heels, because otherwise it's not a girl. That's why Naja is not a girl. He has no high heels. That's how you can tell. Anyway, overall, I think it's a really cool model. Like, those are minor gripes, but I like poking fun at people. Susumi. Right. Moving on. She has an ability that calls minions. Now, this is a sort of phalanx. The ability is called shield wall, so these guys are standing there. They're probably sort of like Emir's wall or Anhor's obelisk. Kind of like that. Just maybe they do damage and maybe they move. I don't know. This is just like, you know, these are those little spirit warriors she calls upon, and it's one of her skills. I believe it's her ultimate, but I'm not entirely sure. Right. And when she dies, she also calls those little minions. Is it cute? Yeah, so she dies, she calls those little guys. Right. That's, maybe it's part of a death animation. I'm not entirely sure, but I think they're part of her passive or so. So she dies, and then a few minions pop up and whack the enemy. Right. So, let's look at the particles, shall we? I'm not gonna go in this direct order. First, I'm gonna show you her auto attack, basic slash. She's a melee god. Second, I'm gonna show you her little taunt here. It's a little exclamation point. Then she has a shield. Now, this is when it has some sort of charge, as you saw, like this little glow, and it shatters. So what I think, this is part of her passive. I think, like, she gets extra protection while the shield is charged, or something like that, or maybe some sort of aura or something. Right. So let's look at her ability 1. Her 1 is a charge or dash. So first she channels it. Zip. Standing there, charging. This is, I think she can hold it if she wants to. So basically, you can charge as long as you want. Then she charges. Zip. And this is what it looks like when you get hit by it. Youch. And some other cloud effect. Right. Ability 2. Start. Oops. So yeah, it summons those little spears. I'm not entirely sure what it does. It might just be like a cone attack. I think it is. That's about it. And that's when you get hit by it. Her 3. Start. Come on. There we go. So this might either be some sort of aura, because it has this pulse here, or it might be the shield wall, the phalanx. And what I think it does, it might summon them in ring position. Maybe. Maybe. Some sort of muscle. Probably you can cast it. Like say, Alcorn's Tornado or something. And when it all ends. Poof. Yeah, this looks very much like the phalanx, dude. Then we have a ability 4. I have no idea what the ability 4 is doing. So we got this. Little startup channeling. I think she's like, it might be kind of like Freya's ultimate. Like she gets wings. Like if I remember correctly, the icon kind of looked like it. Like her having wings. So she tosses the spears. And let's see here. Countdown. Or she's, I don't know. It's really difficult to gather this here at the end of the little thing. Yeah, it looks like she drops down there. So I think she does like hover above there and toss spears down. I think, or projectiles of some sort. And if you get hit, right. Then we got a generic hit animation, probably from the auto attack. And some sort of projectile. I think that's from the 2, the spears she shoots out there. Maybe. Or it's from the 4 ability where she hovers and those are the spears she throws. My guess. And we got a ult charge animation that looks pretty nifty, like this little light sparkles and this charging animation. Yeah, I think she like charges it, then she jumps up into the sky, throws spears down, then she lands again, and that's pretty much, yeah. And this is, whoops, that was not the right one. This is basically the sparkles she has around her while she's charging or something like that. I think that's all her, yeah, that's all her particles. So yeah, Athena, that's what I kind of guessed. So she has a charge, she has a cone, she has her minion summon, and the ability, which is kind of like Freya's from what I can tell. Like, I said, I did not really keep up with the ability descriptions that Ryo and the others have posted. I just, like, am deducting this, or is it deducing? I don't know. I'm, speculating just from the particles I'm seeing. So yeah, that's my guess. I'm not entirely sure how like the phalanx dudes are gonna work, or if I'm right with the ultimate, but I think the cone is pretty sure, and the dash is pretty sure. So yeah, that's me, Red Armor. If you enjoy and want to see more digging in the files, see what I find with each patch, please subscribe. I try to update with any significant update. If there is none, with every patch, just check Reddit or Smite Wiki. We try to keep everything up to date. And generally, check blgaming.com for all your Smite news needs. We've got competitive news, general game news such as patch notes or updates or reveals, pretty much live as the stream goes on, updated every time there's a reveal. We've got data mining. We've got fantastic podcasts hosted by Demon Machine and Rebel Zero. Check those out. Those are really awesome. Community show and competitive talks with high res and top level players. So yeah, go check all this stuff out at billgaming.com. Yeah, that's me. I'm done. And I'll see you guys next time.